Have you ever wondered why holiday food hits so differently? Like, why does stuffing taste better in November than it does in March? Why does one bite of pie feel like a hug from your childhood? And it's not just the sugar. It's not even just the flavor. It's something way deeper. And today I want to talk about the real reason holiday food feels so comforting and why it can be one of the hardest things to navigate when you're trying to lose weight or heal your relationship with food. Because this isn't just about what's on the plate. It's about what it represents. And once you understand that, you can finally enjoy the holidays without losing control. Okay, so let's get real. When we talk about comfort food, we're not talking about broccoli. We're talking about grandma's rolls, mom's mac and cheese, that one dessert that shows up only once a year. And here's what's wild. Your brain doesn't just taste those foods. It remembers them. Every bite lights up the part of your brain that's linked to memory and emotion. So, when you eat that pie, your brain says, "Oh yeah, I remember being 10. Remember Christmas morning? Remember the feelings of safety and joy and belonging?" You're not craving food. You're craving a feeling. That's why the holidays can be so emotionally loaded. We're not just eating dinner. We're eating nostalgia. For a lot of us, food was love growing up. When you were sad, someone handed you a cookie. When you got good grades, they took you out for ice cream. When life was hard, food was the reward, the comfort, the distraction. So of course it feels safe. Of course it feels like home. But what happens when you grow up? We keep using food to feel what we used to feel. Connection, celebration, comfort. The problem isn't that food comforts us. The problem is that it's the only thing that does. Now fast forward to the holidays. Every single emotional trigger that you ever had with food comes back. We're talking the smells, the traditions, the expectations. You walk into a room and it's like your brain instantly switches into holiday mode. It remembers every emotion and it's ready to relive them. That's why you can be totally fine all year and then suddenly feel totally out of control around food in November and December. It's not that you're weak. It's that your brain is trying to relive comfort. Your brain doesn't crave pie. It craves the peace that you used to feel eating it. Sorry for the distraction, but there's a person throwing stuff to a dog and it's doing tricks and it's really cute. I'm an animal lover and dogs especially, so this is super cute and has my distractions. I'm so sorry. Let me tell you something personal though. When I was a kid, the holidays were magic, but also they were a little chaotic. We didn't talk about emotions. We cooked and ate them. The table was where we celebrated, but it was also where we just coped with everything. So there was always more food than people. And as a kid who struggled with food addiction, I didn't understand that I was feeding emotions that I didn't know how to name. So when I started my recovery, the holidays were very hard. It felt like losing a part of who I was because that food wasn't just food. It was my connection to my family, to my memories, to my comfort. Learning to separate the food from the feeling took time. But once I did, everything changed. When you crave certain foods, your body isn't trying to sabotage you. It's communicating with you. Every craving has a message. Sometimes it's physical, like you just need a rest or hydration. But a lot of times it's emotional. You might be craving warmth, not bread. You might be craving comfort, not cookies. You could be craving connection, not calories. And once you start asking, what am I really craving right now? You start finding comfort in new ways. So let's talk about what to do instead, because telling yourself to just don't eat it really doesn't work. Here is what actually helps. You replace the source of comfort, not just the food. If you're craving connection, reach out to someone, call a friend, or sit down and talk instead of grazing on food. If you're craving comfort, do something cozy that doesn't involve food. I like to put on my fuzzy socks and wrap up in a warm blanket and read a book. You can light a candle. You'd be surprised how physical warmth can quiet emotional hunger. And if you're craving nostalgia, create new memories that aren't built around overeating. Go for a family walk. Start a gratitude circle. Take photos instead of seconds. You don't have to give up comfort. You just have to redefine it. So here's something that really blew my mind during recovery. The same foods that emotionally comfort you are often the ones that physically deplete you. The sugar, the oil, the salt, they light up your brain like fireworks, especially all together in one package. But once that high fades, you crash. You feel tired and foggy and guilty. And meanwhile, the nutrient-dense food actually does the opposite. It gives your body the raw materials to produce serotonin and dopamine naturally. So you feel calm and focused and genuinely satisfied. Real food heals the body and the emotions that processed food numbs. So when I switched to eating whole plant-based, nutrient-rich foods, I realized my body wasn't against me. It was just begging for peace and nutrients. And that peace didn't come from a cookie, and neither did the nutrients. It came from consistency. So this year, I want to see the holidays differently. Not as a test of willpower, but as an opportunity for awareness. You don't have to avoid every dessert or explain every choice. You just need to pause and ask, what do I really need right now? That question alone can change your entire season. Because maybe it's not the pie you want, it's the permission to rest. Maybe it's not the mashed potatoes, it's the comfort after a hard year. Maybe it's not the chocolate, it's the connection. When you stop judging yourself for the craving and start listening to it, you start breaking free from it. You can honor the memory without repeating the cycle. This year, I'm doing things differently. My focus is peace over pressure. I'm still enjoying food, but intentionally. I'm focusing on people and not plates. And when I feel the urge to emotionally eat, I'm just going to pause, and I'm going to breathe, and I'm going to remind myself that I'm safe now. You don't have to eat to feel okay. And you know what? The food still tastes good, but it no longer controls me. Because now the holidays aren't about escape. They're about presence. If there's one thing I want you to hear today, it's this. You're not addicted to the food. You're addicted to the feeling the food used to give you. But that feeling, comfort, peace, belonging, you can create that now. You can give it to yourself in ways that actually lasts. You can build new traditions, set new boundaries, and rewrite the story you tell yourself every holiday season. This year, don't chase food that reminds you of peace. Chase the peace itself. Because once you have that, you don't need the food to feel whole anymore. If you're ready to actually enjoy the holidays this year without the guilt, the stress, or starting over in January, come join me inside the community. We're navigating this season together, learning how to eat for peace and not pressure, healing our relationship with food one real-life moment at a time. You don't have to do this alone. Come find your calm, your structure, and your support inside the community. I'm going to link the waitlist in the description below. But before you go, tell me in the comments, what's the one holiday food that brings you the most comfort? And what do you think it's really connected to for you? I would love to hear your stories. And until our next conversation, stay kind to yourself, eat like you love yourself, and keep going. You are doing better than you think. Bye for now.